welcome to this conversation presented by White House Custom Color. I'm Jed Toffer. White House Custom Color is a premier professional photography and press printing lab serving photographers around the globe. Be sure to check us out at WHCC.com. There are a lot of different types of creatives. Some have strong personalities and stand out in any room. Some are introverted savants that could make things we could never imagine. Some excel at business and seem to have the Midas touch. And then there is the artist. The creative that creates because they have to, they must. The artist isn't always skilled in business or society or even at technical mastery, although they can be. But the artist ponders success in a unique way. It's not about money or prestige or power. It's more about seeking to satisfy a longing in their soul. My friend Parker Pfister is an artist in every sense of the word. He's one of the best photographers I have ever met. He's also a good man and a good friend. Here's Parker.
Because that happens with age. We get ear hairs.
I hate it.
Oh, my God. How old are you now, Jed?
74.
You don't look a day over 90. That's amazing.
I'm 43.
43.
How old are you?
I turned 50 this year.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It is true. It is true.
You did or
wait.
do?
No, I did. Look at my ear hairs. I mean, that's proof.
No.
Yeah, 50.
You must
Count 'em.
You must primp them because
I do.
I have to shave. I didn't either before this trip, so I know I feel.
Well, I used to shave, but now I just weed whack.
What do you
like
mean?
it's like a Black & Decker thing. Yeah, I mean, it's like I get it at Home Depot, and it gets it clears them right out. It's like a bush hog. It's like an ear hog.
See, I hope if I grow my beard long enough and my hair gets long enough, and that happens with my nose hair too, it all kind of just melds.
Yeah.
And then people can't see. But then if you trim or shave, they're like,
yes.
Ooh, you better do something about it.
You got to do, yeah. Well, see, I don't have the cover from the top.
No,
Mine
you don't.
all come from the bottom. But I did have a handlebar nose hairs once, and that was pretty.
You had handlebar nose hairs.
Handlebar nose hairs.
You should enter one of those contests.
Yeah, I know.
You would win?
I mean, they got to get the little microscope out, but they say it's like, whoa, that really is
very impressive. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Whatever you have to say.
Well, I think we are.
Yeah, it's
Manscaping.
Manscapes.
Yeah. Let's just.
You know what?
What if we did this naked?
I have a. It's a podcast.
I know.
It would have to be a podcast.
Okay, so we are naked. Everyone.
As far as anyone else is concerned.
You're welcome.
Let's start with Homer. And we might work backwards.
Okay, all right.
Is that all right with you?
Oh, shoot!
I want to start with Homer, and I'll warn you, you won't be surprised, but I'll just ask whatever.
Oh, okay.
And on the other side of it, you can be like, hey, you know what? I don't want that.
Yeah, I'll just answer whatever.
Even in the middle of it, you can be like, I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Whew, here we go.
So let's start with Homer.
Homer.
Mm-hmm.
Homer. Well, for my 50th birthday, which was this year in June.
It was in June, right?
June 4th, yeah. Thanks for coming to my party.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
I decided that I had this dream of having a vehicle. I travel constantly. I'm always driving. I never fly to one of these things. I never fly out to any of the
I forgot
the conferences.
That about you.
I always drive.
You're a driver.
I'm a driver. You're drive
the
at home.
John Madden of
right.
photography.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so I used to do it in whether I was in a Subaru or my 4Runner or whatever, and I'd stay in just seedy motels, or I'd stay under the stars or in a tent or in the back of the car or whatever. And I've always dreamed of having like a small kind of adventure vehicle, not necessarily an RV. I don't want the upkeep and the craziness. So I always wanted just like something that I can park in a regular parking spot and get around small roads in national forests and things like that. And so I've wanted one of these Sprinter vans, but an outfitted Sprinter van is $120,000.
Yeah, it's a small house.
Yeah.
Right.
So for my 50th birthday, I was like, I got it figured out. I was like, okay, at the time I had this little kind of a super hot rod turbo Subaru Forester, like super fun 4-wheel drive, zipping around. But it was a car that got me from A to B, and that's all it did. And I was like, for the same payment that I was making on that new car.
Oh, because it was new, right?
Yeah, I could have this Sprinter van for the same exact payment. And I was like, I could have that and then just build it myself. And that's where Homer comes in. Homer was my grandfather, and he was an inventor, and he invented crazy things that we all see every day. And never really got a lot of credit for a lot of them, which is really sad. But
good at inventions and not so good at patents?
Yeah. Basically? I think so.
Like brilliant in one area? Right.
Which the apple doesn't fall too far from
that
the
resonates
tree.
with you.
Yeah. Because I know, I'm not the best business person in the world.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I may be in the running for the worst business person in the world. But I am a creator, much like he was. And I searched high and low for a name for my van, and we were going, somebody already took Vanna White, and we were looking, because it's white, and it's
Vanna
Van.
White was
and
gone.
So that was already taken. Then we were like Van Hagar, Van Halen, all these different van things. Right. And it was Vanny for a while, which is weird.
Yeah.
And then one night I had a dream, and I was introducing this person to a friend of mine in the dream. And I was like, I can't wait for you to meet him. You are going to freak out. And we were at this opulent ball. It was amazing. All my dreams are opulent. I don't know what that's about.
Those are your dreams.
But yeah, they're shiny. Much like me or my head. And I wanted to show her I wanted to introduce her to this person. I didn't even know in the dream who I was introducing. It was the strangest thing. And we walked outside, and there sits my van. And I said, I want you to meet Homer.
Oh my goodness.
And she loved it. We talked about it. It was like kind of this really bonding moment between us. And then I woke up, and I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Homer.
Yeah.
My grandpa.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's the inventor. He taught me how to weld. He taught me how to do all these crazy things at a very young age, which leads me to making all my own equipment, all my own lighting, which I'm doing on stage tomorrow, which ought to be fun. And that's who I am. And then if I thought about it, it's like, oh, Homer, gosh, that means a lot of other things, right? Donuts.
Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah. Sure. Sure.
Or a book. Or it might be a book.
All right.
I don't know.
Right.
But the Odyssey, I mean,
Right.
it has so many different meanings. Everybody thinks it's Homer Simpson.
I understand.
Oh, you like donuts, because they look at me and they're like, he clearly likes donuts. But I do not.
You
As
don't?
a matter of no, I hate donuts.
That's not true.
No, they make me, they give me stomach cramps.
They just go to my thighs. So I stay away from them.
Oh, right.
But I love them.
Right.
No, you know what? I love the namesake, and I love how it was revealed to you.
Yeah.
I look at that as it was revealed to you.
It was. You are absolutely right. It's an amazing thing.
So you have Homer.
I have Homer. I hope.
Okay, pause for a second.
Yep.
I don't want this to derail this, because we'll come right back to it. How do you get to France?
A ramp. So right off Long Island, I have built a ramp. So I start in Iowa. I get speed.
You've been asked this question.
I haven't actually, but that's kind of actually I looked into it. It's $7,900 to transport Homer to Europe one way, and $7,900 back. So for here's my business person for $10,000.
Yeah.
That was a joke. I can have Homer over there. I'll probably just rent one over there, which is what we did in France.
But you've been to France.
I have.
You had to fly there. You don't take a boat to France.
No. Well, you could.
I know, but you don't.
No, I don't. I fly.
Okay, so
I fly. I do fly. I'm not. It's not that I'm scared of flying, because I am. But it's more.
I was gonna say, you are.
He's not scared to fly. He's just drunk a lot.
He's just terrified to fly.
Yeah, I am the.
But you just make it happen.
I have to fly quite a
France.
bit, actually, and other places. I just announced. Can I Can I say things?
Yeah, say things.
Okay. I just
That's why we're
announced
doing this.
at the trade show yesterday, only for the trade show members that came through my booth, they know about the 3 workshops for next year: Iceland, Scotland, and Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna clearly have to fly, and I'm just staying over there for like a month and a half, 2 months, and just teaching all through Europe. So
Right, so
they're the
you-
only ones that know about it.
So you don't have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and
Right,
forth and subject
right.
yourself to those
Yeah.
terrors more than necessary.
Yeah, especially like flying over the North Atlantic and getting up into the Arctic Circle, and I'm going up to Norway and doing some stuff. It gets a little choppy.
I understand.
Choppy, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but luckily they have great vodka. It keeps me in the seat.
Oh, the medicine.
Yes, the medicine.
So let's go back then. You have Homer. You're
Yep.
traveling.
I'm
You're
traveling.
on the road.
I'm on the road.
And what are you doing?
Well,
I mean, you said you can make the same payments, right? So
Yep.
Homer, but you have to make the moolah for those payments. What
Sure.
What are you doing as you're traveling to bring in revenue?
as I'm traveling, well, I have worked out my life in maybe a different financial fashion than most business people. I don't want a lot of money. I've never been driven by money. Like, money has never been a factor, which most people in my life look at me and shake their heads like, what are you doing?
Do you think they don't believe you?
No, I don't think they don't believe
You think
me.
they do believe you?
I think they do, and
They
they're
just
just
think
like,
you're crazy.
leaving so much. What?
Right.
And I'm like, money does nothing for me.
So is it that you don't care about money, or that you literally don't want to have it?
I don't want to have a lot of money.
Okay, why not?
Well, now let me back up. Maybe I do want a little more money, but I don't want to work for it.
Okay.
I'm kidding. No,
I want the real. I don't care what the answer is.
It's kind of like that though. It's like, I could spend all this time to make money that just is going to buy things that I probably don't need. Like, I know what I need in my life, and I don't really want. I'm pretty much set. I'm good. I don't want things. I don't want like opulent things that I dream about, which is kind of strange, I guess, now that I
Okay, I'm putting things
verbalize
together.
that. Yeah, I don't know why I dream about that, because I don't want it, and I truly don't. Like, I'm very content. I'm
But
very
you
happy.
want a little more. Is that right? Did I hear that happen?
I could do a little more. I need to work a little smarter with things, but
Yeah.
I only do like maybe 10 jobs a year. That's it. And that affords me to do
What you want to do.
what I want to do. If I want to travel across the country in Homer and make images of whatever I want to make images of, those are for me. And those are what I consider my future. Those are going to go in the galleries, in the museums. They're going
Right.
to create the books. They're going to create change in our world.
Right.
That's what I want to do. Money does nothing for me. Like right now, I've got a show in Bangkok, Thailand going on. Like 100 images that changed the world.
Today?
Today.
Oh.
Right now, it's
Okay.
going on. So if you're in Bangkok, Thailand, listen to this, head on over. I don't even know where it is.
Well, I've been there. I was there 3 years ago to get my son. And I want to
That's
go there.
right.
I want to go there. We're going to hopefully go there in about a year and a half
Well,
and visit again.
the show will be over.
The show will be over in 18 months.
but
I was wondering. I was like,
you'll be in-
how long is this show going to be there?
Well, you never know. You never know. They last about 3 months in each city. So it's been to Paris, Mexico City, Rome, the Vatican,
Excuse me?
and now in Bangkok, Thailand.
Your show has been in the Vatican.
Yes. A book was created for the president of Italy to promote the awareness for global warming. And that's like right now, I'm in this show, I'm hanging between Sebastião Salgado on one side of me and Steve McCurry on the other side. I've made it. This is my pinnacle. Like, to be in a show and hanging between two people that have changed the world with their photography, I'm there. And it has nothing to do with money.
Right.
And that's why I'm here. That's why Homer's here. That's why Homer was here, to show me how to build himself. Whew. Yeah, kind of crazy.
I'm taking it all in right now as I watch you talk about this.
Yeah. And my eyes are just sweaty.
Yeah, your eyes are sweating.
My eyes are sweating.
It is hot. We're in Arizona.
My eyes are sweating a little bit. Oh,
why are you like this? Why not the alternative? And I don't mean choice-wise. I mean nature-wise. Why do you think this is who you are?
I think, and it's strangely enough, this is kind of a perfect timing for this question. I had a realization just as we saw each other in the hall, and you came out of the bathroom and I went in.
Yeah.
I guess maybe our viewers don't need to know all that, or our listeners. And you had toilet paper stuck to your shoe.
There's a lot of people that
I
don't
thought
believe
to
that.
myself, pull it together, Chad. What? Come on.
Story of my life.
Come on. I know nobody can see you on this podcast, but wow. Anyway, I went in and I don't know, something clicked. It made me ask the questions, like, because I didn't know what we were going to talk about at all with this. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? And the first thing that came to mind is just like, well, why am I the way I am? Why? Because I get asked that quite a bit and I never really have an answer. And so I'm in the bathroom and I'm doing the stand-up version of the bathroom. I wasn't doing the sit-down.
I understand.
So it was a very short period of time.
Sure.
Everyone. Is that a number one or number two?
Number one.
It's number one.
Number one is standing.
No, okay. I wasn't sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah.
This can all be edited.
Why? Why on earth? This is gold.
Just
This is gold.
just so you know.
Please, I don't want it edited. If you're going to edit this, I don't want it to air.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
Well, as it gets vetted, the people listening will keep that in mind.
Are they listening right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay. So as I was in there, I was like, why am I the way I am? I get asked that quite a bit. And it's possible that I could get asked that again. And it struck me that I never really thought about it before because, Homer's a big part of my life now. Right. I always was growing up, but now he's back in my life because he's passed, he's gone. And it's like, my whole family, they're exactly like I was, or I am. They were exactly like I am. My dad was a crazy scientist. He made 2 fishes in the world that live out there, the tiger muskie and the saw guy.
He made fishes?
He made fishes. He did the hybridization.
Like the breeding and stuff?
Yeah, he was the head ichthyologist for the state of Ohio. And so he created the tiger muskie and the saw guy.
Okay.
So it was like I grew up with mad scientists, and my grandpa was an inventor and he had a big shop and was welding, he's making all this stuff. My grandma was a painter, my aunt was a painter, my uncles were musicians. My grandma and grandpa, Ma and Paul, Homer and Maxine, they ran this thing called the Gospel Ship, which was this big bus and went around and did revivals and sang and did so. And my mom, she was taking photos of me. She was also my gun instructor. Oh. So she was the county's gun instructor. So she taught gun safety. I was a competitive shooter for years with firearms. I
remember that.
Yeah. Like number 7 in the U.S. for quite a while.
You were the bomb.
I was kind of a big deal.
So you come from a line of creators and people driven by passion as opposed to profit.
Yep. We never were rich. We were comfortable. We weren't rich by any means. Not even. But we were extremely wealthy. Like we had so much creative energy and, the things we did, everything we did was something different. Dad made stuff, Mom made stuff, my sister and I made stuff. And it wasn't like we just went out and bought everything. We just we made it ourselves. Like Dad was making lenses when I was a kid for his cameras. And like, we were a firearms family and we were competitive shooters. All of us shot targets and And so Dad, took one of the stocks off one of the rifles and cut it down and milled it and put his 500 millimeter with his Nikon F2 on there. And the trigger was actually a shutter release. And so turned that into this thing. And I was also part of the Audubon Society as a bird counter as a kid.
What?
So I went around and we photographed birds with this thing that looked like a howitzer. It looked like some bazooka thing. But it was this thing, and it was amazing. It was really steady. You'd shoot it just like a gun. Only it takes beautiful photographs of things.
A&E could have just followed you guys around. You could have been like the original reality show.
Yeah,
like
right.
everything that you're saying, I'm like, well, there's a rabbit trail, or there's a rabbit trail, there's a tangent, there's a tangent.
Yeah.
We could go in all of those directions, and they all sound legitimately fascinating to me. But one thing sticks out to me. Putting some pieces together.
Okay, I like this.
So,
because I can't see myself.
Well, maybe
I'm like a vampire.
Maybe there's no reflection.
Yeah. Well, I meant I stay out all night. I get the reflection too, right?
So you're at the pinnacle. You're 50.
I am.
You're 50. You're at the pinnacle. You don't care about money.
Yep.
What do the next 30 years look like for you? Let's make the assumption that you're going to be, statistically alive.
I'll be alive till I'm 108.
108. So you're not even halfway through.
Nope. I got 58 years left.
Okay. So what do the next 58 years look like for you? What do you?
Honestly,
do you care?
No.
You don't.
No. I have an 8-year-old son.
Yeah.
And I want to be alive as long as I can for him. Mm-hmm. And I want to see him kind of grow up with the same thing. I'm trying to instill all this in him. That's just like, it's not about what everybody else has. It's about what you can do and what you bring. It's about, what we give to society and what we give back. That's why we're here. And life's all about the experience. That's it. All I want to do is experience for the next 58 years. Experience what? I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason we're here.
Is something that right? Happened. That's a big one. That's a big claim.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason we're here.
That's it.
To experience life.
I sat underneath the Eclipse in 2017, and I knew it was going on. It was like a big thing. Remember?
I remember.
Yeah, this is the thing. And it just so happened about an hour and a half south of where I live in Asheville, North Carolina, was the pinnacle.
Yeah, it was that ran
was the
through.
Spot.
Yeah, right below you.
Yep, it's full eclipse, full eclipse for it was like 18 minutes or something like that. It was amazing.
A big one, right?
Yeah, big one. So I was like, I don't recall ever seeing an eclipse, a lunar or a solar eclipse.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. Everybody's making a big deal about it and doing all this stuff. I wasn't even going to go. At the last minute, a friend of mine talked me into it's like, we should just go and look at it. I got the glasses. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, we'll drive down there and we'll look at it. So I threw a couple cameras in the car just because I always have something. Went down and I was like, maybe I will set up a little thing. I could kind of see it happening. And I was like, this might be kind of cool. I got an idea. And so I started doing it all for the creation part in me. As the process moves along and I start seeing change in the world around me, like these yellow jackets started coming back to their nest in the middle of the day, like in droves.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
This decomposing rabbit that happened to be next to us, was just, and I thought, oh my God, all this change in the world is happening right now because of this eclipse. It has so much power on us. And I was like, I think I want to do a time lapse of this happening. So I did a time lapse of all these different things. I set cameras all around. I set one camera on the decomposing rabbit and watched it decompose going into darkness and then back into light. And the bugs come and they go.
Wow.
What? I did the time lapse of the flowers from an iPhone stuck underneath, just laying on the ground, shooting up into the bottom of these flowers and stuff, and the solar eclipse just going over the top of it. What does that look like from down there? All the shadows that are happening and these half moon things all over the place. The stillness that happened when the birds quit. Everything was just, and it moved me. And I just quit worrying about all the camera equipment halfway through and just let it run. And I just sat down and I just looked up, and then I ended up falling over and just laying back. And I cried like I've never cried before, and I didn't even know why. And I just sat in total peace. It was like complete darkness, no noise, no anything. But it was kind of twilight and weird, and everything was moving around. And I realized, like, this is what it's about to live. This is living. This is the experience. This is why we're here. Or maybe why I was there, because now that's a very big part of what I'm teaching about experience in people's lives and making a difference with the work that they do, whatever it is that they do. Like, my workshops aren't really about photography, but that's my tool that I know. And I can teach people how to write, how to act. I've had all lines of walk come through, and they're not all photographers that come to it, and that's the biggest pat on my back.
The reason we're here is for the experience.
It's the experience.
To what end?
To the end. Just experience and pass that forward. Like, learn from it and make a difference in your world with it, and then you can share that with others.
And keep passing it down.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to do for your son.
Yeah.
Is he the most important thing in your life?
Yeah.
Do you get to see him a lot?
Yeah. I miss him right now.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see him enough.
So are you still
I travel a lot.
Are you still based out of
Asheville?
Right.
Yep. And him and his mother live 5 minutes from me.
Okay.
He goes to school right in between us, so it's like super easy. We're all like really good, which is amazing.
It's a crazy answer. You ask a question like, what's next? And you expect something, and you really have no idea.
No.
And that's kind of the point for you with the way that you live and what your philosophy is and how you roll.
Yeah. I like, I don't really want to know everything like before it happens.
Well, except that you happen to know that you're going to be here for 58 more years.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's on my birth certificate. I have an expiration date. I don't know. Don't you? Have you not looked at the fine?
If I do, I don't want to know what it is.
Well, I didn't either, but I read the fine print, and there's that. Yeah, yeah. And you're also going to have no hair at 40. That was on there. I saw it. Sure enough.
Well, you know what? So the only way for us to know is really to follow along. Where can we do that? On the Instagrams or the Facebooks?
Golly, you can do the Facebook, I guess, or the Instagram. Sure, either one.
What's your handle there?
I think. See, here we go. Here's the big business person in me.
It could be.
Yep. It might just be Parker J. Pfister.
Okay.
On either one.
Or Parker J. I thought it's not. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure
it might be Parker Pfister.
Okay, Parker
I don't
Pfister.
know. It's so just
Pfister.
P is in pneumonia.
Right.
F is in Frank. P is in pterodactyl. I mean, I've got so many. It happens. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in the next 58 years, that's how we'll see what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. Follow along. And then, of course, the website, parkerpfister.com.
Okay.
You can follow along with all my film work
mm-hmm.
and all my stuff that I don't know what's going to be there next week. I have no idea. Where am I?
You're in Phoenix.
I am in Phoenix.
This is Portrait Masters.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Which is blowing my mind.
It's something.
It is something. I love these people. It is, it's funny. I've been teaching at these things for 15 years now, and I get about 2 toes into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm kind of an extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
And very much an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
And the introvert comes out of me in crowds, and I don't get out much.
Yeah.
I'll go out late night with, a few of the speakers, and we get into terrible trouble,
mm-hmm.
and we usually get bailed out right before we speak.
Mm-hmm.
I have been all the way, like every night hanging out with just everybody and talking and learning and honestly, Jed, I think it came from back to that experience thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to experience what other people experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like now I'm realizing I can learn so much from just listening to a conversation or what other people have gone through. And it changes my world. Again, it's like we all just like share it around.
Seize the day.
Yeah.
Carpe diem. The Dead Poets Society. Right?
They're dead?
The Dead Poets Society. It's a movie.
It is?
Dead Poets Society. Robin Williams, for Pete's sake. You don't watch movies either.
Yeah, I know that. They stood on a desk. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yes, oh, Captain, my Captain.
They stood on a desk.
That's that's what I took away from that movie.
Well, they did. It was
Yeah. Carpe diem. I thought you were talking fishing, so I'm sorry. Catfish,
I did really pivot. I pivoted hard. It was probably harder than what's called for the situation.
I got my fishing rod in Homer.
I bet you do.
Yep.
Hey, guys got to eat.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Thanks for doing this,
dude.
I know you got a lot. You got a lot going on in like the next hour. So.
Oh my God, yeah, it's a little nuts.
I'm gonna let you sign off, and I appreciate you doing this with me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I gotta go manscape a little bit more. See you, buddy.